Elon Musk were here right now, what would you tell him?
Go back where you come from.
America or
Where he came from.
South Africa?
South Africa?
South Africa, right?
Oh, gotta go.
South the season. You ever notice how the same people who scream tolerance and inclusion are always the first ones to say something reckless when they get emotional? Yeah! This girl literally slipped up and told somebody to go back to Africa. That's the quiet part out loud. And here's where the double standard kicks in. If a man, especially a certain kind of man, had said those exact words, his job, his career, his reputation gone overnight. But when it comes from her, suddenly it's just a mistake, or she didn't mean it like that. See, this is the problem with our culture right now. People hide behind victimhood until the mask slips, and then their true beliefs come out. And instead of accountability, they get sympathy. Meanwhile, men are being canceled left and right for just asking a tough question or holding a controversial opinion. This isn't just about one girl. It's about a generation that's been taught they can throw rocks, hide their hands, and still play the victim card. That's why clips like this matter. They expose the gap between the image people try to project and the reality of who they really are.
Religious too.
We know that she's good to know you don't respect her father.
Well, I do, but Charlie Kirk is definitely not the morals I support or the religion I support, where you're just taught to love your neighbor,
Well, our
not hate your
religion
neighbor.
teaches respect.
Yeah,
This is
love
not
your
respect.
neighbor.
Okay, if you disagree, so this is loving your neighbor.
I'm not gonna love a man who doesn't even.
You don't have to love
you're not loving your neighbor.
Racist.
You're not loving your neighbor. You're right. I'm not judging. It is not my right to judge, but it is also not your right to judge either.
No, we're here protecting somebody. We're not here judging.
And we're not the ones.
If we were judging, we would be taking your paint can and dumping it on you, but we're not, are we? Because someone has to pay.
I paid all this time. It will, hopefully. If not, it's a price I gotta pay. Yeah, I am sorry. I did not mean to step on any of the flags. I will admit that. I am sorry. I don't think I did step on those. I only came over here. Yeah, the paint covering flags. All my friends in Chapel Hill are going to be like, she's iconic.
Go girly pop.
Miss Chapel Hill. Miss education.
She was pushing people out of the way.
Zofia Zambrano thought vandalizing a memorial to a murdered patriot would make her some kind of resistance hero. Instead, it just made her a prime example of the rot eating today's youth. She didn't protest. She defiled. She didn't speak out. She smeared the memory of a man who gave his life fighting for values bigger than himself. That's not activism. That's cowardice dressed in spray paint. People like her aren't rebels. They're parasites gnawing on the foundations of a country that gives them more freedom than they ever deserve.
My coworker was all in a tizzy because she gonna tell me that Charlie Kirk got shot, and I said good. So we get into this whole conversation about it, and she goes, well, you can't hate people for their political views. And I'm like, yes I can. Like, that's specifically why I hate people sometimes. You can't hate me for my views because my views don't infringe upon your rights. You don't hate me for what I believe in because it doesn't interfere with your life. Some of these views are dangerous. And I'm glad he got shot. Hopefully he dies. I don't care.
You know what? There's nothing more satisfying than when the internet actually holds people accountable. Because let's be real, too many times, bad behavior gets swept under the rug. But when somebody leaves a review that calls out hypocrisy, that's poetic justice. This guy nailed it. He pointed out that a staff member literally celebrated a human being's death on social media. Just pause on that for a second. Imagine if a man ever posted something like that. He'd be dragged across every platform, fired in a heartbeat, and labeled as dangerous. But when it's a woman, Suddenly people downplay it. Oh, she was emotional. Oh, she didn't mean it. That double standard is wild. And that's the theme here. Accountability doesn't hit the same depending on who you are. Women especially too, often they lean into this idea that they can say the most reckless things online and somehow skate by with little to no consequence. But when men do it, canceled, demonized, destroyed. So yeah, shout out to the brother who left that review, because calling out hypocrisy isn't petty, it's necessary. It shows that people are done letting double standards slide.
Go up, guys. Come on. Go up, guys. I don't know. Let's go. I have no idea. Let's go. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Get the fuck out.
I think that liberals need to wake up and finally realize that if they're not willing to do it, it will never come down. If you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second term. Every time he's in office, this happens. People joked about when Biden came in, it was so boring, nothing was going on. 7 out of 10 of the largest protests in American history have happened under Donald Trump.
Now to the people on the left, may I remind you, free speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. On Twitter, now called X, Elon Musk calls out streamer Destiny over his vile rhetoric. But this time, Musk said that the streamer should be thrown in prison for inciting murder after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. You see, Destiny is a violent, radicalizing monster who cares nothing about the well-being of young people. He promotes everything that destroys them. He absolutely has no compunction whatsoever about telling young people to sacrifice themselves at the altar of hate.
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view. Good that people are dying in America.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it. Who are you?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
yeah, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
Yes. Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No. I think things happen for a purpose. And if that's how his life was ended, then that's how it was ended. So.
Do you know who Charlie Kirk is?
Yeah, he's a who she. I'm like, yeah, he's an you know. I wouldn't wish it to anyone, but I don't think his political views are correct. You know.
We're gonna step away from this because you're just trying.
Well, you let him talk. He wants to talk. What are you? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
You know.
Anyways.
I love the right. I love the right. I love all of you guys. Thank you.
In my opinion, I think they're going to flip it and say the other way. But I think the left has just spewed so much hate and brainwashed so many people into doing stupid this. But they're going to flip it and see he was so hateful and he spewed all this hatred.
You're almost going to say he deserved it.
Yeah, they're going to say he deserved. I've already seen people. That's what I've seen. I've already seen people saying he deserved it. He spews all this hate, and they're going to say because the hate he spewed, he should have gotten that. It's a sign of, I think, what liberalism has done to U.S. society. It's just led to a complete moral decay and decay of morals and just any semblance of humanity. Like you just degrade people because of your political opinions. But I don't know. I don't have much else to say on that. It's just the same old thing every time.
Guy.
So here's the million-dollar question. Where does the U.S. even go from here? Because let's be honest, things feel cooked right now. Moments like this expose the absolute worst in people. And the pattern is hard to ignore. It's always the same crowd, the loudest voices, the ones screaming about compassion, unity, and progressive. They're the first to celebrate chaos, disrespect, and even tragedy. But let's zoom out. Look at the type of people it usually is. The bright hair, the piercings, the radical labels. It's become a costume for rebellion. And underneath that costume, often a mindset that thrives on victimhood, outrage, and blaming everyone else instead of looking in the mirror. Now tie this back to gender. Who leads that charge more than anyone? It's usually young women who've been told that anger is empowerment, that tearing others down is somehow justice, and that accountability doesn't apply if you identify with the right group. That's why cancel culture and outrage culture thrive. It gives cover for entitlement to run wild. So yeah, the bigger issue isn't just politics. It's the culture of zero accountability. A culture that rewards victimhood, performance outrage, and punishes anyone who dares to think differently. That's not progress. That's collapse.
Fucking stoked. Go ahead and Google Charlie Kirk. Go ahead, read the latest headlines and you'll see why I'm so
You know what America's real addiction is? Making the wrong people famous. We've built a culture where stupidity is a career path. You act out, you say something outrageous, you cry victim on camera and boom overnight celebrity. And notice who it usually is. It's not the men grinding in silence. It's not the voices holding people accountable. It's the ones stirring drama, preaching nonsense, and feeding the outrage machine. Think about it. A girl can go viral for saying the most backwards, nonsensical take, and she rack up 1 million followers like it's nothing. Meanwhile, the guy who's actually trying to speak logic, stand on truth, or challenge the narrative, suspended, silenced, shadow banned. This is the double standard nobody wants to talk about. Clout today is handed out based on how loud and reckless you can be, not how real you are. And women especially benefit from that because controversy and victimhood have become currency online. One emotional rant, one I'm oppressed post, and the internet rolls out the red carpet. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't truth tellers, people with integrity, people speaking facts, be the ones amplified? But common sense ain't so common anymore. And that's exactly why the culture feels upside down.
Let me be your Paul Revere today, because guess who just found out? CK got AK'd. And he's gone. Thank you, motherfucker. I hope you're seeing this. I hope your ghost decides to try to come and fucking haunt me, because I'll beat your ass.
He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame.
No, because did y'all hear about the witches that cursed Charlie Kirk recently? Because witches, we might need to go back into the underground otra vez. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it low key. Keep the brujeria on a minimum, on the down low otra vez. Cause that should be working.
You can learn a lot about someone by watching how they react when a life is lost. That moment reveals character. And let's be real, celebrating someone's death, mocking them when their family is grieving, that's about as low as a person can go. But here's the kicker. It's never just about that one moment. It's about what it exposes. Because in nature, poisonous creatures show you who they are through their bright colors. It's a warning sign. Stay away. And people aren't that different. The ones who openly cheer at tragedy, they're waving red flags telling you exactly how toxic they are. Now, let's connect it to culture. Why is it that so many modern women, especially online, have been taught that cruelty is empowerment? That mocking a man's struggles, or worse, celebrating his downfall, somehow makes them strong? That's not strength. That's moral decay dressed up as confidence. It shows the shift we're living through. Empathy is fading, while entitlement and outrage are being marketed as personality traits. And when that becomes normalized, when people treat death as an opportunity for clout, that's when you know society's in trouble. So yeah, poisonous creatures advertise their toxicity. And the same applies here. When someone shows you they celebrate suffering, believe them. They just told you everything you need to know.
For the kids who are getting bombed in Palestine, save your sympathy for the people who are getting thrown in the concentration camps right now. Save your fucking sympathy for the people getting deported right now for no reason. Save your sympathy for those people and not an evil man who has done nothing but harm other people and be a Nazi. Why are you empathizing and sympathizing with him? I don't care that he was a person. He wasn't to me. He was a Nazi. And if that doesn't make me a leftist because I think he's better off gone, so fucking be it. So fucking be it. Because a lot of y'all like to talk a big talk, but then when someone finally walks the walk, y'all are like, this is so bad. This is so bad. Shut the fuck up. Take your fake ass moral views and get the fuck out of it.
Now, ladies.
Now, let's make something crystal clear. Every time you see that little septum ring, it's like a silent badge, a mental ID bracelet. You don't even have to hear what's coming out of her mouth. You can already tell what the script is gonna be. And it's wild because the eyes never lie. You can literally see the chaos before a single word drops. The same look, the same energy, the same I'm rebellious, I'm different, I'm not like other girls vibe. But here's the reality. They all end up looking and sounding exactly the same. It's become uniform at this point. The piercing, the dyed hair, the rage against this system, it's not individuality. It's a costume. And the deeper issue is that a lot of women have mistaken shock value for personality. They think rebellion equals depth, when in reality it's just a mask covering insecurity, confusion, or flat-out bitterness. This is why so many young men are checking out. They see the uniform, they see the attitude, and they're not buying into it anymore. Because what's being sold as liberation is actually just predictable toxicity dressed up in neon colors and nose jewelry. So yeah, the septum piercing, it's not just an accessory, it's a warning sign.
Sharp shot, clean bullets, exactly where it needed to go to kill him instantly. It went right there. You could see the bullet hole right there. That nigga bled out immediately.
So I'm gonna be very about this so that you know exactly where I stand. And I will say this with my whole entire chest. There are some people on this app that are sitting there saying, oh, you shouldn't wish death upon any person, no matter what side they're on. Look at that. Charlie Kirk was a Nazi. He was a Nazi. And you know what kind of Nazi is the best Nazi? A dead one. Thank God that stain of a person is no longer in this world. And may his hell be being confronted by every single marginalized person that he hurt. That is what is wrong with you. That does not make me a bad person for thinking that bad people should not be in this world. So, Nazi, and have a great day.
You ever notice how the loudest people accusing others of being Nazis never stop to look in the mirror? The irony is crazy. They shut down free speech. They try to cancel anyone who thinks differently. They celebrate when people lose jobs or reputations and then have the nerve to call other people oppressive. And just look at the presentation. Green hair, cartoonish outfits, septum rings, it's like a character straight out of Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. But that's the point, isn't it? They hide behind theatrics. The bright colors and extreme looks are a distraction from the emptiness of their arguments. Because when you strip away the costume, there's nothing but recycled slogans and outrage. Now, here's where the gender layer comes in. A lot of modern women are being taught that this kind of rebellion is an identity. That if they dye their hair, shout the loudest, and shame men, they're somehow fighting oppression. But in reality, they're just mimicking the same controlling behaviors they claim to stand against. That's why so many of them come off more authoritarian than liberated. It's almost comical acting like you're standing up for freedom while policing everyone else's thoughts. That's not progress. That's cosplay authoritarianism with a rainbow
after,
wig.
You know, today's activities. Charlie Kirk? I mean, he himself said a couple of deaths here and there aren't so bad to keep our Second Amendment right. And then later, another school shooting. Another one. Hey, by the way, I'm wearing a shirt just for you. So I thought maybe you should think about gun violence. I bet if you ask Charlie now if he thought a few deaths so that everybody got to keep their Second Amendment rights was okay by him, I think he'd probably say, as long as it wasn't me. Guess he shouldn't have manifested that shit. He definitely manifested it. So, Donald, about that gun violence. How many times have I made a TikTok after a violent gun shooting? I know there have been at least a few, Donald. Yeah, at least a few. I wonder if he was just born a criminal and that's why he shot. That's why he shot Charlie Kirk.
Hope. After the last couple of days, I hope it's finally clear for everybody watching. Some people don't just disagree with you, they despise you, and it always shows in the eyes. The eyes don't lie. They reveal bitterness, envy, and a kind of darkness that can't be hidden behind the right hashtags or the I'm a good person mask. But let's peel it back. This isn't just politics, it's a mindset that feeds on destruction instead of building. And here's the truth. A lot of modern women have been trained to think this way. Anger is labeled as empowerment. Hatred for men, for tradition, for structure that's branded as progress. But what it really breeds is emptiness. That's why you'll notice the same pattern. The louder the activism, the darker the energy behind it. It's not about making the world better. It's about tearing down everything that reminds them of accountability. And when you look into those eyes, you can tell this isn't strength. It's bitterness dressed up as virtue. So yeah, sometimes you don't even need to hear the words. Just watch the eyes. They'll tell you the whole story.
Kirk, bro. I've never been happier.
Never believe the reason I'm smiling. And it has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Nothing to do with Charlie Kirk.
I would say pour one out for Kirky Boy, but I don't waste good beer on little bitches.
I haven't posted on TikTok in a long time, but I'm gonna now because rest in peace, Bozo!
Charlie Kirk just got put down like a fucking dog in Utah, and I could not be happier. Praise fucking be.
I do not, and I will not, ever feel bad when bad people get what the fuck they deserve.
Charlie Kirk got shot? That's awful. That's so sad. Hope he recovers well.
I just heard that someone shot Charlie Kirk? Dang it. Ah, shucks. Thoughts and prayers.
Are you starting to catch on yet? Do you see the pattern? The only people out here celebrating someone's death aren't stable? Grounded individuals, they're the ones broadcasting their dysfunction like it's a badge of honor. You can see it in their faces, the vacant stares, the eyes that don't quite connect, the look that screams chaos on the inside. And here's the hard truth. Culture has started glorifying that dysfunction, especially when it comes from women. The unhinged look has become an aesthetic. Messy hair, piercings, neon colors, wild expressions. It's not just a style, it's a billboard saying, I thrive in dysfunction. And instead of calling it what it is, society props it up as authenticity or empowerment. But here's what men have learned. Those eyes are red flags, because behind the sarcasm, the anger, the theatrics, you're looking at someone who feeds off negativity. And when a society starts rewarding that energy, when dysfunction becomes the trend, you end up with exactly what we're seeing right now. People openly celebrating death, pretending it's activism. So yeah, they call it personality. I call it the asylum eye. And it's not something to romanticize. It's a warning sign.
Kirk
was just shot and is now passed away while he was debating at the Utah Valley College. And this happened while we've been streaming. I'm literally been editing a video. I'm about to upload it right now. And I'm literally stunned. Like, what is going on, dude? For speaking the truth, that's what happened? Are you fucking kidding me right now? If you watch me daily, we don't really get political in this room. We are all about positivity, makeup, sarcasm, jokes, trolling, clapping back, being fun. Okay, this is a grown man who fought for the truth, who went all around our country debating people of all walks of life, walks of religion, walks of sexuality. He debated everybody. And if you're in here saying it wasn't the truth, you are a they, them loser, okay? You are one of those people who doesn't want to live in reality. You want to live in your weird little brain up here. Okay? You are delusional. You are not right in the head. Okay? So any of you weirdos coming in here, Charlie fought for the truth. He debated people all over this country. And he didn't care what you were. He still had a conversation with everybody. Why did I respect him? Because he knows reality.
Wow.
Wow. Now it all starts to click, doesn't it? You start putting two and two together, and suddenly the pattern is undeniable. Take Jeffree Star, for example. A guy who's openly gay, wears makeup, built a brand, and yet, when he didn't toe the radical leftist line, he was discarded almost overnight. Gone from the spotlight, poof. And that's the reality check. They don't actually care about anyone's identity. Not sexuality, not appearance, not lifestyle. What they care about is control. They weaponize groups, people, and causes as tools to further their agenda. And the moment someone refuses to play the game, they're out. Point blank, period. Now, if we tie this back to gender dynamics, it's a perfect example of selective virtue signaling. Society tells women they can champion causes, speak loudly, and tear others down, but only if it aligns with the current narrative. Dissent, that's unacceptable. And men who challenge these narratives are punished, while women are often rewarded even when their behavior is toxic or contradictory. This isn't just cancel culture, it's a litmus test for power. And understanding who is rewarded and who is discarded tells you everything you need to know about the hierarchy and hypocrisy we're living in today.
And that's amazing, obviously, but I can't even enjoy it because we live in 2025. We don't get good things. So as much as I want to believe that this is like an act of political protest and people are rising up and things are about to get better, I'm like, it was the government. It was too clean of a shot. They didn't catch the guy, but also they did arrest a random protester, classic. And I'm like, oh, Charlie Kirk was a sacrificial lamb so that the government could be like, political violence is getting out of control. We need to pull back the Second Amendment, and the Supreme Court won't stop it after the whole like overturning of the Fourth Amendment that basically happened last week. And so like, I can't even enjoy this. So I'm like, oh, this is the government giving us a little taste of joy, just like take our rights away. Also, apparently I like the Second Amendment now. Like, what the fuck is happening? I'm so over this timeline. I swear to God, if they try to take the Second Amendment and their conservatives are suddenly like, yeah, we need to do that, I'm going to be so mad because that's the only thing those people are good for. When the revolution strikes, they are our army. And if they let them take the guns, we're fucked.
All right, folks, brace yourselves because this clip, it's peak entitlement and privilege on full display. Disgusting, disturbing, disrespectful, the kind of behavior that makes you question how some people even function in society. And the crazy part, they think they're entitled to get away with it. If the rights ever needed a reason to embrace cancel culture, this is Exhibit A. This is the blueprint showing why so many people who once leaned left are walking away from the Democratic Party. It's not just politics, it's character. It's the arrogance, the lack of accountability, the I can do whatever I want and nobody can touch me energy. And it's maddening because it's rewarded. Now, Tie this back to gender dynamics. Women who act like this online are often cheered on by their peers, celebrated for being bold or speaking their truth, while men are warned, silenced, or canceled for doing something half as provocative. The pattern is consistent. Entitlement plus lack of consequence equals social clout. Meanwhile, accountability becomes selective. So watch closely. This clip isn't just a moment, it's a case study in modern hypocrisy, privilege, and why the cultural pendulum is swinging. And if you understand the dynamic, it's obvious who benefits and who gets burned.
I've seen videos of just the left being pro-unaliving political opponents, whether that be Trump, J.D. Vance, people celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk today. It's just disgusting behavior. The fact that I have been a part of the left for 7 years, I never thought we'd get to the point where I would have to look at my own party and be like, oh, hold on, I can't support you anymore because everything that you are doing right now is against your political viewpoints and your values and beliefs. To sit here and promote gun violence against your opponents is wrong. And it arguably makes you worse than the other side because you're basically saying these people deserve to be unalived because our political beliefs are more important.
Honestly, it's not even about red versus blue anymore. Forget Democrats versus Republicans, left versus right. The real battle is humanity versus insanity. That's the lens you have to look through if you want to make sense of what's happening right now. And then you see someone like this young gentleman, someone who actually has values, integrity, and common sense. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's rare these days. So much of what passes for engagement online is chaos, virtue signaling, and clout chasing. So when you spot someone genuinely grounded, you notice it immediately. Not to say he's perfect, nobody is, but compared to the usual spectacle, he's a welcome sight. This is exactly what the culture needs more of. People who operate from principles rather than outrage, who stand for something instead of just performing online for attention. So yeah, take a moment to recognize it. Comment, engage, celebrate when someone bucks the trend of toxicity. Because if we keep rewarding the right energy, maybe the pendulum can swing back toward sanity, accountability, and genuine human decency.